Everyone, thanks for tuning in today. You're in the kitchen with KK. We're going to continue to have fun here like we do. And hopefully, I am inspiring you with my passion for how food really affects the body. Because it wasn't until I changed my food that I was really woken up to the really strong, powerful effect that it has on your health. So, your vitality, what it shows in your face, your energy, food is going to be your number one go-to for that. So, what I thought I would do today, because we're wrapping up May, and it was National Walnut Month, Day on May 17th. It is National Salad Month. We're kicking off the summer season with Memorial Day. So I'm putting together a salad that incorporates those strong nutrients that are going to nourish your brain neurotransmitters. We want really strong cognitive health. It has become a huge issue today with cognitive decline because of all the chemicals that are crossing that blood-brain barrier and causing inflammation in the brain. They like to refer to it today as brain on fire. So, so welcome. I thank all of you who tune in. Anyone that's new, let me know where you're from. And if you have some requests, but I do get inspired by things that are happening in the calendar. So, because they give us really fun days to celebrate. I'm an integrative and functional health coach. That's where I get my passion from, healing the body, getting to the root cause of what's going on. And I love Dr. William Lee's work. He wrote the book, Eat to Beat Disease. He likes to refer to walnuts. He gets really excited. I love his excitement about the healing potential of food. He really gets into the science. That is his jam. My jam is taking that knowledge and putting it into food here, but he calls the nuts, walnuts, a grand slammer. And that's because they do things that other nuts don't. And nuts are healthy in their fats, fiber, protein, B vitamins, those macro and micronutrients that we so need. But they outweigh the potential. And that is because if you look at them, they're actually shaped like the brain. We're also going to talk about cauliflower too. So you see their unique shape, and nature likes to do that for us, give us clues on what food is really going to help nurture that area of the body. So walnuts, fantastic, high in those omega-3 fats. Those omega-3s can cross that blood-brain barrier in a great way, helping to reduce inflammation. So this reduction of inflammation is also good for prevention against colon cancer, other types of cancer, heart disease, and you can make so many things with it. I interjected into pesto if my client has a little aversion to pine nuts. I make my energy balls with it. I make my crust for my vegan cheesecakes with it. I stuff it into chicken with spinach, and there's so many recipes in my cookbook, Simple Cooking for Vitality, that incorporate nuts. But we're going to make a salad today that is going to be fun for everyone. Adults, especially men that might not want to eat their salads, they just like their meat and whatever, and especially kids. But I'm going to show you where the pitfalls are and how to get around that. So with walnuts, don't go out and buy a huge container of roasted walnuts because they will oxidize quickly. You want raw organic walnuts. And if they're on sale and you choose to buy them, put some into the freezer, but you want to use them more quickly. I have these jars. This is a medium-sized jar. One bag generally fills the whole jar. So you want to use them in about 3 to 4 months. If they're longer than that, you need to toss them out. What we're going to do today, and you don't need to do this for the salad, we're going to toast them in the oven, 350 degrees, for just 5 minutes. It's going to bring up the flavor, crisp them up a little bit. You definitely don't want to leave them too long. So we already have the oven on. This is pink day for me. And so let's just get a nice handful. If I was making a bigger salad, I would use more. But because this is a walnut apple salad over arugula with an amazing dressing, we're going to use a little bit more than just topping. Okay, so that's probably a good cup. And we're going to set the timer for 5 minutes. Oh. We're going to do 6 minutes because that's one of my favorite numbers. Let's do 6 minutes. What else would I want to tell you about walnuts, if anything? Like I said, it's the powerful omega-3s. Those are brain healthy. We've got a lot of brain cognitive issues today. We need to get as many omega-3 good fats as possible. There's many other ways to get them. Okay, so these are the plant-based omega-3 fats, and fantastic, along with the chia seeds, the flax seeds, but walnuts are fantastic, and that's what we're doing here. So apples, I've already cut up, and I chose to put them into cubes. I'm going to show you. This is easier. I think it's easier for kids to do than not everyone has a mandolin. Do they look gorgeous in a mandolin? Yes. If you're having a dinner party for adults, that would look really nice the way they fan out. But I'm going to show you how to do this. We just squeezed a little bit of lemon over them to not allow them to get brown as we're sitting. But you're going to want to pick apples. Now, I like green apples, but this will be an occasion where it's a good opportunity to use an organic, and you must get organic apples. They've been on the Dirty Dozen list for a very long time. And even the organic ones, I scrub if I'm going to use the skin and wipe them down to get off any type of coating potentially that could be on there. You want to get crisp apples. So Honey Crisp is great. It's a nice sweet. This is a Pink Lady, I think, crisp. It's fantastic. All right, so you don't have to core them. Just cut around the core, and then you're going to have a core that you can snack on. But this is an easy way. I do so much meal prep. I find easy ways to make things go quicker. Now, what you're going to do is you're just going to cut these into strips. If you can see what I'm doing, kind of equally shaped here. And then we're just going to cut those strips. Okay, so then you just line it up like this. Now you've got equally kind of shaped chunks of your apple, because that's going to be important. Just a little bit of uniformity. It doesn't have to be perfect, of course. See how quick that was, though? Under a minute, you have an entire apple that's cut. So we're going to add these to a bowl over here and squeeze a little bit more lemon over. And if you have some lemon left, it's perfect. You can just add it to the dressing. The dressing is going to be an organic red wine base. And, but you can add that. I think I lost the piece down there. Okay, what else are we adding to this? We've got 4 minutes left. So cauliflower, it is undervalued, the potential power that this has. It really, the choline in here is the supercharged part of this cruciferous veggie. It does cross that blood-brain barrier, and it is important to ignite the N-acetyl, it's a neurotransmitter, N-acetylcholine. So that is a neurotransmitter that is helpful in nourishing your brain. Frontal cortex gets destroyed today from MSG and other things. We need to nourish the brain. In fact, butter-flavored microwave popcorn is one of the very worst things for your brain. Those chemicals cross that blood-brain barrier. So cauliflower is fantastic. You got to find ways to use it and get it in your body. And raw is best because you're not destroying the nutrients. Of course, all the cruciferous veggies are going to have active compounds of the glucosinolates, the sulforaphanes. Those are the active components, and they are fantastic for your entire body, your liver, your immune system, and we need these. So making cauliflower rice is super simple. Just cut the heads. Now, I had a little bit left over in the refrigerator because I had cut up a cauliflower, so it's always good to leave some. And that cauliflower you can throw into a smoothie. I throw cauliflower into my heartbeat smoothie. You don't even taste it. It's a great way to get raw cauliflower and raw beets, especially when you're mixing it with cranberries, raspberries, and strawberries. Fantastic. So this will be ready in 30 seconds. I just angled the bowl around a little. I've learned that, it gets the pieces a little bit better. So actually in 15 seconds, we have some great cauliflower rice. We're going to mix the cauliflower rice with the apples and the walnuts, and that is going to be then a star component of the salad, all right? And we're not going to add the dressing to it until right before we eat it, because this is a perfect thing that you can meal prep and bring to work. Because the other thing that we're going to be adding to this are dried cranberries, not just any dried cranberries, because I have a problem with the one where they add sugar. These are naturally sweet. So you have to buy these online. There's no store that I've found that doesn't have added sugars in the cranberry. And you just want them, and no oils added to them either. Sometimes you'll find oils in them. You just want naturally dried cranberries. So I keep them on hand, and we're gonna add at least a quarter cup to that. So you see how fun this is? Kids are gonna love this salad. It's gonna be fantastic. So hold on, this is coming out. So what you smell when you toast them, it's gonna bring out the flavor, the smell, the nutrients. We only did it about 6 minutes, so you're not destroying any of the too much of the antioxidants, and that's what happens when you cook things. Let me type you a tiny bit. We're going to come back and put this together, and this salad is ready in a jiff. Okay, we are all tidied up. I brought it's really nice when you use parchment paper. You don't dirty your pan. You can just carry them right over. And I buy a chopped organic walnuts. And now once you toast them, they're going to oxidize quickly. So you don't want to toast them and keep them. You want to just keep them raw before and toast them right before you serve them. 6 minutes was pretty good. We just warmed them up and they're a little bit crispy. If you let them go too long, you're gonna wrap them. Now, what you can do is just take a chef's knife. Chef's knives have a thicker blade. You see how much thicker that is than my Santuco knife here. Very, very slim blade. It's a great chopping knife. And but leave them kind of big. You don't want them too small. We're going to add this to the bowl. I've just tossed around the apples with the cranberries and the cauliflower. Okay, fantastic. So I've chosen a nice wide bowl. The presentation is going to be great. You want to let this fan out. Baby arugula, I actually like to cut through it just a little bit. And I'm just going to use some of this and save it. Just take your knife and go through it a little bit. It helps people when they're eating the salad. And as soon as you break the leaf, you smell the amazing peppery smell of the arugula. This is also a cruciferous veggie. So now you're getting loads of vitamin K. The choline, not only does cauliflower have choline, it's loaded with vitamin C, which helps you absorb iron. You need vitamin C for that. Here we go. So we're going to line this. Now, I cannot speak more highly of broccoli microgreens. The power in broccoli microgreens, the sulforaphane, those all of the polyphenol, all of the plant nutrients, antioxidants from cruciferous are so heightened in microgreens. If there's one thing you grow in your house that you can save yourself in case there's any food shortages, definitely going to be microgreens. So these don't last too long, so you want to buy them fresh and use them right away, as you can sprinkle them on. It can even smell like some of these have sat too long in the grocery store. That's the only problem. I like to buy them from the lady at our farmer's market. So I'm going to go through that, but you can add broccoli microgreens to the salad, and they're small enough, and there's so many yummy sweet things that your guests or your kids won't complain about that. So tossing this around. So now we have this beautiful white and red. The only other thing that I would add to the salad for me, because I love it and I love the really strong antioxidants, onions have allium. This is a sulfur type of compound. The liver loves it. Your immune system loves it. It does wonderful things to your body and for your body. And those are reasons I tell you about these things. I want you to get excited about food, because when you're making choices and when you see what's on most menus, you're not always going to get the most nutrients that you could possibly get in a restaurant. You can get them at home. So now let's make a pile in the center. Beautiful. With the arugula like popping out here on the side. So it's just fantastic. Now, you know that I make my dressings in a little mini blender. It's so much easier than putting them into a thing and you having to whisk them. Forget about it. You want to make enough, and you don't want to put it in a big jar. The only reason they sell dressings in a large jar at the grocery store is because there's additives and preservatives, unless it's in the raw section and you got to use it quickly. A little jar like this, now you have enough to bring, or you can get even smaller ones to bring to work with you, or you keep this in a fridge. You just need smaller jars like this. Now, I've already made the dressing. I'm going to show you what's in it. You've seen me make dressings enough. So, this is a red wine vinegar from Italy. You should always have some red wine vinegar. It's great for your Greek salads and other things like that. All we need is a couple tablespoons of that. I actually put some lemon in because I like lemon in mine. You don't have to. You can use just the red wine vinegar. Now, I use buckwheat honey. You can use regular honey. You can use molasses, but buckwheat honey, higher in antioxidants. I get it from Winter Park Honey here in Florida. Search it out. It's going to be far less expensive than Manuka. I like the taste better, and it's local. Lots of cinnamon. So this is a dressing that's similar to other ones I make, but it's got a lot more cinnamon, at least a half a teaspoon in here. And then, of course, fine quality first cold press olive oil, and you just blend it together. Now, shallot is also in here. Shallots are like the red onion. All onions have this sulfur compound. So, and I always put at least 1 or 2 cloves of garlic. Now you've got nutrients, because garlic helps your liver create the hold on, the master antioxidant, and it is a precursor to that. And it also helps protect your glutathione is what I was thinking of. I kept thinking of the other thing. So many different words. Don't worry about them. Just get excited about why you need more. Chopped up fresh garlic, having a little of that. I actually store some in the refrigerator in some honey. Take a spoonful of that. It's really good for your immune system as well. So now what you would do, you would just pour the dressing over this and it's ready to serve. Although I'm not going to eat the whole thing now, so I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to show you this. You definitely want to have meal prep containers. I always have meals available in the freezer or in the refrigerator when I'm busy, and I'm always making stuff, but I do meal prep, high-end meal prep for some of my clients. I teach them how to do it. But these containers, I think this is a 30 ounce or a 22 ounce, but you need at least a 30 ounce container or larger. You can do based on the size that you want, but now you can bring stuff with you or have a side salad if you've got a meal ready to go. Now, you don't put the dressing on until you're going to eat it, but this salad dressing is delicious and very unique because of the cinnamon. Ceylon cinnamon is my cinnamon of choice. So this is a fantastic salad. I hope that you're inspired by getting new and fresh ideas for salad. They're super easy. And when you're doing them, turning them into meal prep, get inspired by walnuts, get inspired by cauliflower and new ways to use it. And we'll go from there. But thanks for joining me today, guys. I hope that I'm very humble here, just sharing information with you and my passion from when I was a child. So give me a thumbs up. I'd love it. Share my information with people. And just look how gorgeous this is. You don't need any cheese on this. If you absolutely need cheese and love cheese, it's just that you know that I don't use a lot of cheese for my own body, but salads don't need it for nutrients because it can cause low level inflammation or even worse in people. So gorgeous salad. Everyone's going to love it. Thanks for joining me today. Bye, guys.